Welcome everyone, it's Miss Red. Welcome to the Miss Red Podcast Show. Ding! This is episode 3. We've made it to episode 3. I am so excited. We've had a couple weeks off, trying to get some things together with the technical difficulties, but we're here. And today we're going to be talking about a relationship topic. Should men always pay? Should men always pay? Now, when I say that, now I don't mean just like in a marriage or an engagement or even in dating. Meaning in general, should men always pay? Now, of course, when you start off and obviously you date someone and it gets serious, then you probably get engaged and you get married. So I guess initially we're talking about dating. So I guess we'll just start there because you got to start with the dating. And then when you go on to there, you guys will have your whatever worked out and whatever works in your life, your marriage or whatever. So we'll just start with the dating. Should the man always pay? Well, it's all over social media. It's been seen in so many different aspects of if the man should pay. If the man should pay for is the girl, all their friends, the friends, the kids. I mean, so many other things. But I want to keep it to where if the man should always pay for the girl. Okay, there's a different day for the other stuff. Let's just keep it if the man should always pay for the girl. There's another day for the other topic. So the girl. Always. Let's just start there. Now, I have my own opinion about this that I'm going to share, obviously. But I want to also share some opinions of some other people that I looked up on social media that I found that have some interesting takes on this topic that I found interesting. I agreed with for the most part, and I thought they were interesting because of how they went about it. And it caught the attention of other people because they went viral. And I said, well, you know what? I might as well talk about him too. So the first person I wanted to talk about, oddly enough, I never got his name. I got his daughter's name. I never got his name with all the stuff he's on. I can't think of his name. I know he's a millionaire. His daughter's name is Amari. She's 14. He's married. The daughter's 14. The other daughter's 2. And he has teaching his daughter. It's gone viral on every other platform. And he's teaching Amari. He brings her on to his platform. And he quizzes her and says, Amari, what are you going to do when you get older in your date? And she goes, works for my dad. And he goes, well, what else? And she basically says the right thing. And he says, basically, you will never pay for anything, right? And she's like, oh, no, you never. So then he tells her to go on about her business.
Yo, this is my 14-year-old daughter, Mari. When you start dating, what he gonna have to do?
Work for my dad.
Are you splitting 50-50 with anybody?
No.
Why?
But you don't.
Come on, see, common sense for her. Y'all gotta understand, the reason why I be so stern on paying 100% of everything because I have 2 beautiful baby girls, all right? I got a 14-year-old and I got a 2-year-old. And guess what? They ain't finna be dealing with that bullshit that most women gotta deal with in today's time. They not finna be out here struggling, trying to figure out how they gonna eat their next meal because they dealt with the wrong man. No, you gonna have to pay 100% for everything, all right? I'm raising them the same way that they see their dad doing. I've been paying all the bills since day one. My wife have never touched a bill since 2014, and that's the year that I met her. Pay 100% of everything, because if you don't, you are not considered a real man. Stay by yourself until you're able to provide 100%. That's all I'm saying. You can't do that, you don't need to be with nobody. The relationship math is, if you can't take care of yourself, you damn sure can't take care of this person. Stay by yourself and prioritize yourself. This is why I firmly believe in 100% of everything. Men is supposed to pay 100% of everything, especially if you got baby girls. How dare you say that you ain't gonna do that and women don't deserve this and that? Your daughter should be looking at you like you crazy. We real men, and real men stand up on real men responsibilities, all right? We stand up for what we believe in, and this is what we believe in as real men. This is a real man telling you, pay 100% of the bills and don't consider yourself a real man. Because guess what? It's kids like mine that's actually getting raised to actually with that mindset of actually elevating, all right? Comment your thoughts below. Let's get it.
So basically says, I will never let my daughter be with a dusty or a man that can not be in a position that can always pay for everything. And then he goes on to say that when he first met his wife, his daughter, his two children's mother, she's never touched a bill since they met. Since first date. They never met. Since they met, she's never touched a bill. Period. So, some people would say that's a simp or that is whack, that is whatever. I mean, I don't think that's a simp. I think that's masculine. I think that his mother raised a man that's masculine. You know, that's my opinion. Okay, so that's the way he went about his dating situation with his wife. So he feels like, and he went on to say, if a man is unable to do that, then you're not a man, and you need to get yourself together where you can be in that position. And I agree. So I thought his take on that was interesting, and I agree with that. Now, the people who don't agree with him, in my opinion, are the men who are unable to do that. The support of financial, who are not in his same position. Now, I don't know his past as far as if he was always in that position financially, but whatever position he was in, he always took that leadership role. So you may not start off as a millionaire, but whatever role that you have, wherever you are, you could always take the leadership role. And we as women, we really admire that in men. And I don't think a lot of men understand that leadership role that we cater to. You know, and I think that's what gets misconstrued in this whole dating thing, that a lot of people think, she wants it for my money. My money. No, it's other things, you know, that can make somebody want to be with somebody, but it's the masculine side of a man, you know. So I think so, and that's just icing on the cake. I mean, that just makes life easier as life goes on. So I thought his take was great. I don't know his name. Maybe I'll get it at some point. So he feels like 50-50 is whack. It's not appropriate. It is disrespectful. It's rude. To even think a woman should even go into her pockets. And honestly, I've been in Atlanta for almost 30 years. And I remember going out on a date with somebody and doing that one time, going into my purse and getting cussed out. So I learned that at a young age as well. I'm not going to lie. Going into my purse, you know, I was going to get lipstick. They thought I was going to get money. And it was like, what? Why are you? So I learned that, and I was like 19 years old. So back in my mind, I feel the same way, you know. So I understand where he's coming from with that. So I need to hear what you guys think about that, males and females. Okay, so, and I'm curious to know what you guys think about that, because he's getting a lot of slack. He really is. He's getting a lot of slack because people say, well, what if I can't do that? Or how I know she's not using me, or whatever. Well, the thing is, from what he is trying to say, and I think a lot of men in this position, a lot of men, if you are a man of value, you should be trying to date for a purpose. You know, you're not trying to date. You're probably trying to date for, you know, a wife or a long-term situation. You know, you're not trying to spend all your coins all over the place. Unless you, I mean, you could be. I'm not judging anyone. I mean, you could be, I guess. I mean, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I think the people who have it are logical in the sense of, I think this guy I'm speaking of, Mari's father, he seems to be a person that was about a family. You know, people who are focused like that are focused on maybe like one person because they're trying to build something over here. They're trying to build a company, a business. They're focused. So you don't have time to be out here just doing silly stuff. You know, so I just think that people who are focused seem to have a goal, and they don't just be out here just messing around. So I think what he did, I admire it. So I agree with what he was saying. People are giving him slack, different aspects of it. So I kind of want to talk about him, and that's what I want to say. But I want to hear feedback from you guys. Please, feedback. Either on my email, my Instagram, the feedback. I want to hear what you guys think about that aspect of no 50-50. All men pay, all the time. Now, there's another YouTuber that feels the exact same way. He actually gives his wife a yearly salary of $250,000. His name is Yaka. Yaka. Maybe I hope I'm saying it correctly. It's a name, it's a religious name. $250,000. That's her stay-at-home mom salary. I mean, I need my fan for that. And yeah, they have like 4 kids, I believe. The youngest one's maybe like 3 or 4 months. And he's another businessman now. He has been, when I looked him up to see, you know, what his take is on this, he feels exactly the same way. I mean, he is definitely, he's more aggressive with his take on it because he calls guys dusty mites. You know, why are you even talking to a woman unless you could pay a mortgage off the rip? Why are you even talking to a woman? Because you are a dusty mite. All you want to do is have dusty sex and give her dusty babies and get on your dusty self. So I think his take on it is funnier, but he's very serious. Like he just thinks it's just dusty conversation, dusty time. You're dusty. You're going to leave these dusty kids here. You go. So he's trying, it's more of a dissing situation.
You're not trying to pay all her bills. Why are you approaching her? Oh, let me guess. You just want to get to know her, huh? No, you want to get to know her body. Get to know her bills. Get to know her car note. Get to know her mortgage. Get to know her grocery bill, her light bill, her gas bill. These are the things you need to know. Ladies, stop allowing these bums into your life. Tomorrow, oh, I just want to get to know you. No, he doesn't. He wants to get you in bed. He wants to put you in a dusty bed so you can wake up with a bunch of dusty fleas. When a man comes into your life, he's coming to elevate you. When a man comes into your life, he's coming to remove all your worries. And if he doesn't, he's bringing you stress, debt, dingling, and depression. I said it. Yes, I said it. He's only going to bring you dingling, debt, stress, and depression. These dusty bums need to be removed off the earth because everywhere they go, they're leaving dust puddles. Everywhere they go, they're trying to get people pregnant with a bunch of dust mites. If this man doesn't want to elevate you, if this man doesn't want to pay your bills, this man adds no value to your life. You can do bad all by yourself. Dust, be gone. All praises due.
But I think I think now he has daughters, so now he's thinking, I don't want my daughters to be with dusties. I have a daughter, so I don't want my daughter to be with a dusty either. So, but he's being bashed. People are trying to now say he's a previous con artist and all that, but they're very successful. They're both millionaires now. Again, I'm not judging, so I don't know their past. All I'm seeing is what they believe now. They're successful. They're black, young black couple, got healthy children, beautiful family, and I'm all for that. I'm all for that. And again, I agree with him. And I'm, as a mother and as a woman, I agree with that. And as a woman, I would love for my husband to give me $250,000 to stay home and breastfeed some kids. Hello? There's no woman on the earth. I'm sorry. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race you are. There is no woman on this earth that would not want her husband, boyfriend, whatever, to give her an allowance of $250,000 just to stay home and do your little stuff at the house. And he also said on a podcast, I'm not sure which podcast he was on, he said that he was asked, well, is that money still belong to like the house? He said, no, that money is her money in case she ever feels he is getting out of pocket or getting, high in his britches. That's her money. And then, so that's money that he does not have access to. Wow, what a perk. And then she still has access to all the other money that he makes. She's win-win. Now, that takes, again, the other reason he also said he wanted his wife to be out of her masculine side. Because she's a very strong woman, he said. And he said the only way he could get the wife that he really truly wanted, as far as a mother, and the kind of wife that he wanted to be nurturing wise with him and his children, was to make her feel comfortable without always having to be like always on charge.
Dusty bums believe that women should dwell in their divine feminine regardless of the situation. But if a man is feminine, a woman cannot dwell in her femininity. She's going to become masculine because she's going to have to provide. She's going to have to protect because she no longer can trust this man to lead. When a man dwells in his divine masculinity, this woman becomes soft. She starts to glow. She starts to smile with her eyes. She just starts to become heaven on earth. A man has to understand that a woman is a divine reflector, and she will reflect who you are, not who you want to be, but who you are. So if a woman is acting out of her character, if a woman is yelling and screaming, if a woman's demanding, you have to look in the mirror and check yourself. A woman's also a divine nurturer. She will nurture whatever you put on her. If it's financial, if it's mental, if it's spiritual. If you give her the devil, she's going to give you hell. But if you give her peace, she's going to give you heaven. A man has to understand who a woman is, and first he has to understand who he is. You cannot demand a woman to be feminine when you're not masculine. It doesn't make sense. And a woman cannot dwell in her divine femininity if a man's dwelling in his divine femininity. A man must dwell in his divine masculine. So I can feed your energy, you can feed mine. You nurture, I protect. I lead, I guide. I'm here to elevate this woman on each and every level because that's what divine masculine men do. We don't lead by force.
Again,
we lead by kindness and calmness. All praises due. All praises due.
As a mom, as a mother, I understand where he's coming from. If I was a man, a rich man, on the other side, if I was a rich man, if I was a LeBron James, if I was a Jay-Z, I don't understand somebody like why Jay-Z would cheat on someone like Beyonce. For me, I don't understand it. She's rich, she's beautiful, both of y'all rich, wealthy. Like, where does Becky come from? Why do you got Beyonce? Beyonce? Like, what? I mean, like, Eric Benet cheating on Halle Berry. What? I don't get it. So it's almost like if Beyonce gets cheated on, we all doomed. Halle Berry, we all doomed. Okay? Rich, beautiful, successful. Women like that. So it's like the rest of us are like, womp womp. Anyway, so this man is like, I had to make her feel feminine 1,000%. So he took away every insecurity she could ever have. You take away every female's insecurity, and then she's going to cater. She's going to cater to you. And unfortunately, finances are a part of that. And a lot of men don't understand that. Because you have some men, like I said, that will say, I ain't buying a woman a hot dog. Is it because you don't have it? Or is it because you feel like she's using you for your $3? Or do you even have $3? Okay? Now, on the flip side of that, there's also the position of how about the women who are bosses already? Meaning, let's say a woman's already a boss on her own. She already makes big money. She is already a person. She doesn't need you to do anything for her. Meaning she could pay for her own whatever she wants. Like a Beyonce. Maybe a Beyonce, but our regular people level. She's a CEO or whatever. She's a vice president. She's a very successful person. And that woman still in the same genre. Should the man still pay? If she makes more? Should the man still be responsible for dates and stuff? 100%? The answer to that, based on the two people we just talked about, the answer is yes. Okay? Now, my opinion, again, I'm speaking for myself, the answer would be yes as well, for me. Now, the problem with that is, what type of men are going to approach these boss type of women? Because those kind of women, depending on how they perceive themselves, may attract a certain type of man. Meaning they may approach the kind of man that want to trick off with them, meaning use them, which is sad, or a using type situation. They don't have it, but then the woman has it and she's desperate. So you either have the woman who doesn't know her worth, or not attractive, daddy issues, or just flat out desperate. Meaning she doesn't really care about what you do for her. She's just gonna just take whatever. And then she's out the equation. She's not even in this dynamic. Okay, those women are not even in the equation. But the women who know their worth would not stand for a man who would just say, "Well, I know you got it. You pay for it." That's not the woman not even in the equation. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit off topic here. Okay, so the point is leadership. In a relationship, unfortunately, money is, when it comes to men, I don't care what any man says, money does make a man feel a certain way. Like with women, we get our hair done, our nails done, we go to the gym, women get their breasts done, their boobs done, all these things done to attract a man or a certain type of person that they want to get, or who they want to get to come to them or whatever. And men are normally working hard to get these big jobs or businesses or whatever to get a certain type of female. Now I also was looking up, I think her name is Sadia Psychology. She feels that you need to get a certain type of behavior financially from these men. You need to look a certain way to even get the man to even do what you need to do financially for you. That's another topic, but again, it boils down to if the men are going to pay or not. It's almost like if you feel like, are you even deserving of the men to even want to pay for you? To even have the nerve to even say, you need to, I'm worthy of you paying a $500 date for me. Have you ever had a $500 date? I mean, think about it. Have you ever even bought yourself a $500 meal? If you've never even bought yourself a meal that costs $100, how can you expect someone else to buy you a meal that costs $100? If you don't spend it on yourself, you don't do that for yourself on a regular basis, how can you expect someone else to do it? And they know you don't do it for yourself. Think about that. I mean, that's something to think about. Now, unless somebody wants to come into your life and just elevate you, okay, like the two men I was talking about, those are the kind of men that probably wouldn't mind stepping up, but that goes back to what do you have to offer them. And, I mean, they may fall madly and deeply in love with you, and you know they like what they like, you may just be the woman of their dreams. Okay, great, lucky for you. You know, Savannah is LeBron James's dream woman. Great. She's not a singer, actress, or anything. She just met LeBron in high school. Great. That could happen, you know, but it really depends on the kind of person that you end up being with and what their motives are behind it, right? So you really need to find out what kind of person that you are going to end up trying to be together and what you're looking for in a relationship. If somebody is already, you know, making little comments, for example, like I say, you are a person who's successful, a woman, female. If the guy's always making comments like, I want to be like you when I grow up, or you big ballin', or big boss, or shot caller, or you rolling, I see what kind of car you in. See, comments like that, you already know where they're coming from. You know they're coming from an angle of they're probably not going to do anything for you because they already think you don't need them, or there may be a little bit of jealousy in there somewhere, and you may want to go ahead and kick rocks, tell them to kick rocks, because you know they're going to go from the little comments to probably arguments down the line, because they're already starting off with being a little bit envious of whatever you have, right? So you want to have a man that's going to be supportive, obviously, but a man that's going to be giving, because you want to be giving back. You know, there's nothing wrong with giving back to someone that you're with, but right now, if a man, I think a lot of men don't understand when they're giving and very loving, like the two men I just mentioned, those women that they have in their lives would give their right and left legs for these men. And to have someone like that in your life is like, you can never pay for something like that. So, because they poured into these women from the very beginning. You know, when you have something like that in your life, it's like you can't take away from that. It's like undeniable. You know, so, but it takes time to get to that serious part of the relationship. You know, but I thought that their take on it was very good. And now they're teaching their children the same thing. So their sons are going to grow up being taught this. Their daughters are going to grow up being taught this. But now we have this generation now where you have men who feel like that's simpy behavior. People think Russell Wilson's a simp because he, you know, continues to be a gentleman and you know, dates Sierra and brings her flowers and, you know, I just don't understand when you show someone you care for them, or you are giving to someone or something like that you're being a simp. I don't get it. That's why I need to hear from other people. Now, is it an age group thing? Is it an age group thing? Because I mean, that's why I need to hear from you guys. I need to hear from you guys, the people. Because I want to know, is it an age group or is it I don't even care. We don't care about races here. I just want to see, is it an age group thing? Because this topic gets talked about a lot. There's a few more people that we're talking about this, but those two people stood out to me a lot. There was one young man that I'm going to show a video of, that he kept saying that I love he was very calm. He does little speeches. He kept saying that a lot of men do not understand, if you take a woman out of her masculine side of life and put her in a feminine role, she will be the best woman and support system you will ever have in your life. And a lot of men are so not understanding of that they bring so much grief to the woman, so much pain, so much heartache, so much drama, that they are not even understanding that they're making this woman upset, crying, and mean and mad and angry, and leaving a child behind, and then she's all this bitter baby mama upset, or ex-wife, or whatever the case may be. So now she has to do this because now she's stuck with whatever's left behind, or she won't have a place to live, or her kids won't eat, or whatever. So then she's forced to be masculine. So it's almost like when you're in that position, you're forced to fight. It's like fight or flight. Fight or flight, is that what it's called? So who wants to do that? So it's kind of like you have to, so it's all about, being blessed and finding the right person and everything. So this dating stuff, see my face? But you gotta do it though. You gotta do it to find the right person, unless you're gonna die by yourself. I mean, but hey, it's okay. But no, I really want to hear from you guys. So I want to hear. I love to hear from you guys. I love your comments. Thank you for all the comments you guys put on my channel. I have a new site coming up. A beautiful site coming up. We're working on it, and I want you guys to come on there and comment on my channel, like, subscribe, and share. I hope you guys really enjoyed this topic about if men should always pay. So come on and give us some feedback. And let's have a good night. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And we will see you in episode 4. Thank you for joining us tonight on episode 3 for the Miss Red Podcast Show. Peace. Signing out.